Whether you're new to griddle cooking or you've been doing it for a while and wondering if you're doing it all right, today's video, we got you covered.
Yeah, we're gonna discuss the do's and don'ts of griddle cooking. May call it the Griddle Cooking 101, if you will.
I will.
Yes, you will.
You wanna stick around with us and learn some things that you may or may not know about the griddle? Stick around while we dig in.
I can't believe the WALTWINS. They're right there. That's one of them. That's the other one.
I'm the other one.
With the holidays fast approaching, do you have everything on your griddler's list? How about a couple of books? We've got the Epic Outdoor Griddle Cookbook and Smashed. Both available on Amazon or anywhere books are sold. They would make the perfect stocking stuffer, gift for the cook in your family, or a gift for you.
160 of our favorite recipes can be found in both of these books.
And we can't think of a better gift. I know when every year coming around, I look for the best griddle ideas.
Yep.
Things that I can get Brett, things that I want to ask for myself. And nothing beats a really good cookbook with all of our favorite recipes right there from the WALTWINS to you. So Merry Christmas.
And order your copy today.
That's right. We're trying to get over this little cold thing. It hit us both at the same time in different places.
Yeah, we live an hour and a half apart. What are the chances that we both got sick at the same time? Hashtag twinning. Am I right?
For real, I don't know. This thing's crazy. It's going around everywhere, it seems. But we're happy to be here with you today. And we just want to jump right in and talk. First of all, Justyn Ryder, shout out to you for suggesting, hey, why don't you guys do a do's and don'ts of griddle cooking, specifically for new people, but also, you know, I remember when we had been griddle cooking for a little while, and still you wonder, am I cooking on the right temps? Am I using the right areas? What am I doing right, wrong? Am I cleaning it right? Am I scraping too hard? There's a lot of questions that, unfortunately, you got to learn on your own trial and error. We're hoping that this is a one-stop shop for that. A
little shortcut, if you will.
Yeah, a little shortcut to help you so you can have more confidence in your griddle game. But Brad, first and foremost, the do's and don'ts. Number one,
do get a griddle.
And don't
not get a griddle. Don't not get a griddle, do get a griddle. Knock the first two off right
So
there.
In case you are wondering, absolutely 100% yes, you should get a griddle. The griddle community continues to grow. This isn't going anywhere. This isn't a fad.
Correct. We've been saying that since we started cooking on
griddle
the griddle.
cooking 4 years ago.
Yep.
Almost 4 years ago. And we love griddle cooking. I was griddle cooking on an indoor electric griddle for a lot longer than that, which what got me to the outdoor griddle, and really, really love it. But first of all, make sure and get yourself a griddle. Now, when it comes to griddle cooking, one of the biggest things about it, especially when people shift from grilling, is oftentimes you think you go fire up the grill, you can get the burgers out there, then go later get the buns, do whatever you need to. With griddle cooking, you've got to have all your food prepped and ready and out at the griddle, because diners use griddles for a reason. It cooks a lot of food really fast.
Yeah, exactly right. Made to order right there as it comes in. So make sure that you try your best to remember everything you're going to need, from the utensils, spatulas, tongs, to what you're going to plate it on, and of course accessories. If you're going to put it on a bun, if you're going to need condiments, things like that. You want it all out there with you.
All out there with you. So if the do is making sure you have all your stuff there, don't get stuck having to run to the house, or as Nate and CJ call it,
the walk of shame. Yep.
And that's happened, listen, more time. It happens to everybody. Yep. It's going to happen.
It still does. We're giving you advice. This is kind of like do as I say, not as I do type sitch.
Brett all the time forget stuff. I never, very rarely, hardly ever, never, not, don't.
Correct.
Forget.
And he never lies.
Ever.
Don't lie.
All joking aside, though, you do want to have your food prepped and ready to get out there and get to the griddle and get things going.
All right, the next do is when you come out before you cook, open your griddle, give it a good wipe down.
Yeah.
And in fact, even if you cleaned it really well and you used it the day before, just give it a quick wipe down. There's, especially if it's outside, or even mine, I leave it in the garage, still collects dust. You want to get that extra residue off.
Especially if it's been a couple of weeks since your last cook. The oil that's been sitting there for a little bit, it could use a wipe and maybe a new layer of oil as you get the griddle fired up. Also, I even do it when I'm cooking tonight, and then tomorrow, the next time I cook, because after each cook, I'm laying a thin layer of oil. In fact, that's not on our list. Do make sure you put oil. We'll do that when we talk about the cleaning. One thing to consider too, a lot of the tips we're giving are obviously geared towards a steel unit.
Yes.
If it doesn't apply because you're cooking on the Pit Boss Ultimate or Sierra griddle or another ceramic or enamel coated griddle, which are a thing now too. You take what would apply, like for example, the leaving the oil and the cleanup in that regard, or the oil would specifically be for the steel unit. And with that, when we give it a wipe down, like I said, if I'm cooking, even tomorrow I'm cooking and I'm wiping it again, just to make sure that it's all clean, because especially we're here in Central Florida, it seems that we get high humidity, so some of the oil starts to pull up, and it's going to pull up some of the excess seasoning layers. So I do make sure and wipe it, making it nice and clean. And speaking of cleaning,
make sure you clean after each cook. So a don't is don't leave it dirty.
Right.
After each clean, now you don't have to clean it immediately.
After each clean?
after each cook, you do want to let it cool. Now, there are sometimes you want to leave it hot if you're going to use steam. We'll get into that. But go in, enjoy your meal, enjoy your company, but make sure you do come out that same time. Spend that extra 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes to clean it and put it away. You'll be happy you did, because the next time it's going to be a quick wipe down and you're ready to go.
I don't know it's ever taken me 15 minutes to clean the griddle. So with that too, it never takes that long. And one key to cleaning up, and you saw from our cleanup video, we will get on the griddle cleaning right after we're done cooking. Now, it doesn't mean we can't go in and enjoy the food with the family. It just means a real quick initial. The food is all off. The griddle is still hot. That's the best time to take your scraper and lightly kind of scrape anything off. Sometimes your sugars or other, some foods might stick a little bit. In that case, you're going to need a little steam. Toss some water on it right then. Do a quick scrape. Once that initial is clean, you're like 70% of the way done. Now go eat some food. That just took you 1 minute. Go get you some food, eat with the family, then come back out. If you have to turn the griddle back on to get it to heat, it'll take 5 minutes. That's where maybe your 15 minutes.
Maybe.
And then you're gonna wipe it down.
15 minutes actively cleaning doesn't happen.
Then you're gonna wipe it down and then turn the heat off, and then once it's cooled, put that one more thin coat of oil, again for the steel units. But doing that little cleanup and maintenance is really going to give extra life to your griddle. The whole idea with maintenance is having your griddle last as long as you can, and doing these little things like clean up right after is key. I know some people, honestly, I don't get it. They brag about, oh, I didn't use it for months. I clean it before the next cook. That's fine and dandy, but consider you're leaving foods, you're leaving old foods that can spoil out there on the griddle, which is
salt in there,
good.
There's sugars.
And that's gonna get into the pores, into the steel.
It's on steel. You gotta keep that in mind.
Right, but some of the acids, sometimes the things you don't think about that could kind of deteriorate that still are going to, and then you're gonna end up with the rust situation all over again. Now, it has happened once or twice where we've cooked late, we've let the griddle cool, and then we've forgotten. That's fine. It's going to happen to everybody, but just don't make it a habit.
Don't make it a habit, exactly.
Of always leaving the dirty griddle for the next. And again, that's a tip. Some people argue against it. Some, like I said, like to brag, but it's just like
from us, in our experience, just clean it.
There you go. Just clean it right after. It's really going to get you the most bang for your buck and longevity for your griddle.
All right, so now I'm going to jump into temperatures. There's a couple of do's and don'ts in here. First of all, don't cook on high. For 99% of your cooks, you don't have to cook on high. If you're doing smash burgers, you want to get that Maillard reaction and the sear, you want to cook on high. Same with steaks, you want to get that sear, or you're doing the reverse. That's when you put it on high. Other than that, medium to medium low or low is really the whole range that you want to be in. So really watch that, the temperature. Don't have to crank it on high. These things can scream up to 600 plus degrees.
Right,
and
absolutely.
you don't need to cook on 600 plus degrees.
You don't. You
don't need to cook on the sun.
Right. That's right. No kidding. Unless you really, really, really like black eggs.
Exactly. If you really like that extra crunch and burn taste, have at it.
If you're the type of person that likes crispy bacon, so you get it till it's really crispy, and just to be sure you leave it on an extra 20 minutes. Yeah, that's you do you, boo. But otherwise, don't cook. And Brett, also, what about the temperature zones?
Yeah, so do use the zones to your advantage, and you'll get to know your griddle. Like me on my unit right here behind us, my deluxe, I know that from left to right, if I have them all, let's say I have them all on high, I know all the way to the right is gonna scream the hottest. Even when I have it on medium, low, that is gonna be the warmest part of my griddle. So I know that if I wanna just have a nice happy medium, I cook further middle, left is where I cook, and you don't need all the burners.
Right. Yeah, that's true. You don't need all the burners. So that's probably one thing that I learned it once. At first, I used to just turn on all the burners. I'm cooking on the griddle, right? I found that especially if I'm only cooking for myself and my wife, we only need 1 or 2 burners. Sometimes I'll put a third far burner on low to keep kind of like a warming station. But here's the thing: that is one big hot plate. So even if you're only cooking on the right, say you're cooking on the right 2 burners, the left of the griddle is still going to be nice and toasty warm. You don't have to use all the burners. And if you want to use the whole surface, but you don't need the whole thing screaming hot, use 2 knobs like every other knob, or the first, third, and fifth, depending on if you've got a 5 burner, 4 burner, whatever it is. Just use 2 or 3 burners, and again, you'll start to utilize that to your advantage. Obviously, right where the burners are turned on is going to be a little bit hotter, but again, that's where you know and learn your griddle
Yep.
and cook accordingly. But yeah, not having to use all the burners is going to save you some propane gas in the long run.
Exactly.
And that's really going to be to your advantage as well. So just a little bit of advice with that. So one thing that wasn't on our list that I realized is do make sure you have the right utensils. Always having a couple of thin spatulas, a big spatula for like smash burgers or bigger cooks for flipping
pizza
and pancakes, things like that is really advantageous. Make sure you have a good scraper. I have the little scraper that doesn't have the handle, which I like. Also having a scraper with a handle comes in huge when you want to keep your hand away from the heat. So making sure you have some and a really good pair of tongs. The click 1-2, the click 1-2s, you always got to make sure you got some good click 1-2s.
And if you have a buddy there, he's got to just hand him the tongs, make sure that he gets in on the action.
Everybody gets in on the action. But really having the right utensils and tools is key.
Yep.
And finally, probably the most important that you wouldn't consider or think about that is really going to give you the most longevity because your griddle will take care of you if you take care of your griddle. The most important thing, give it a hug once it's cooled down. Once it's cooled down.
Once it's cooled down, yes.
Give that griddle a nice little squeeze. It will remember and get you better meals.
Maybe a little pat on the head. You can give it a name if you like.
A little good game fella.
That's right, that's right. It's because, again, it is taking care of you and making you look like the star of the show, of the family.
How many people do you think are really going to say, wait, you guys really hug your griddle? Like this?
Wait, you don't?
Anyways, but Brett, finally, the most important fact.
This is, I mean, we always save the best for last and the most important for last. Don't forget to get the 2 best griddle cookbooks out there on the market.
Right. The Epic Outdoor Griddle Cookbook or Smashed.
We wrote them.
I said or, how about and? Get both of them.
That's right. Christmas is coming.
Right.
The goose is getting fat.
Both are available on Amazon or anywhere books are sold. And for sure, you got to check them out. Some of our favorite recipes are on there, and we love getting to share those with you.
Yep.
If there's another do or don't that you've experienced while griddle cooking, something that we may have overlooked, we want to try to make this concise and not too long of a video. Make sure and put it in the comment below. We really do appreciate it. Let's build the community and help out, especially where there's things that you see or something that you don't do that we mentioned here. And, we'll discuss down in the comments. Also, if you've been watching this long, another thing we like to do is have fun with our audience, those who are sticking it out with us. So if you are still here, aside from giving us some tips, put in your comment. This one is brought to you by Brett. Brett says that you should comment.
Comment. Let's see how many comments we can get.
Just a comment and confuse
I'm
other
proud
people.
of that one. I'm proud of that one.
And have other people just confused, like, why is everyone just commenting comments?
Maybe I should go watch the whole video and see why people are commenting comments.
I see what you did
See?
there. Man, aside from coming and knocking out bangers like this, man, we really do love.
I can't laugh. It makes me cough.
We really do love getting to come and share our passion for griddle cooking. Obviously, we want to be cooking. We're actually out here prepping a couple of cooks right now, but wanted to stop and do this one as well. And sharing our love, our passion for griddle cooking with you. Aside from coming and just sharing what we love and know about griddle cooking, why else do we get together for all of this?
Because all we do is twin,
No matter what. And with that, we bid you adieu.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
And griddle on.